What's going on, guys? I'm BloodyAbsol, call me Brock, and welcome to another playthrough challenge video. For the previous challenge, I was tasked with beating Pokemon Platinum with only a Ralts. This time, I decided to take on Pokemon Whitesue with just a Trapinch. Trapinch has a really weird stat spread with 100 attack, 10 speed, and 45 for the rest of its stats. When it comes to moves, just from level up, it can learn coverage moves such as Crunch, Superpower, and Rock Slide, along with stab moves like Dig and Earthquake. It can also learn some grass and bug type moves via TMs and move tutors. Now, let's talk about the challenge's rules. Starting with, I can only use a single Trapinch in battle. Second, no healing items can be used in battle. Third, HM slaves are allowed. And finally, no glitches are to be used. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start this challenge. We do the usual starting screen stuff and name ourselves Ant because Trapinch is an antlion, and not because I'm ripping off someone else's brand. We find Bianca and replace Snivy with Trapinch to give Hugh the starter weak to ours. I name Trapinch Chomp Chomp and beat Hugh by the skin of our teeth. We move on and see an old man swan dive off a cliff, and we then head to a random farm and kick our rival's butt, give him a map, and pet a doggo. Next, we battle two of Alder's students, beat them easily, and enter the first gym. Once we battle Charon, I decide to use Mud Slap to lower accuracy, and that, like Chomp Chomp, bit me in the butt. Round 2, we go for all out attacks, and the basic badge is ours. We then head to battle this random hiker and try, but fail to push him down these stairs. We battle a few more trainers and walk into Burbank City and see a boat captain argue with his daughter about being an actor? Okay. In the battle against Roxy, it was a slugfest between Coughing, and after leaving on 1 HP against Whirlipede, Bide releases, securing another badge. After wasting our time, we beat Team Plasma Grunts into the dirt, get on a boat, and a creepy clown gives us a bike. Well... sewer time! We destroy 2 more grunts and head to the gym. After getting sucked and pumped through Spider Silk, gross, we make it to the battle against Berg. Though Swadloon and Leavanny outspeed and hit hard with Razor Leaf, we can knock them both out with Rock Slide. Dwebble comes out and outspeeds, but can't knock out with Feint Attack. After lowering its speed with Bulldoze, Chomp Chomp can outspeed to earn the Insect Badge. Up on Route 4, Chorus mind controls some rocks and we destroy him in a Pokemon battle. We charge through the ruins and join Avenue to Nimbasa City, which wasn't even a challenge. Every single Pokemon in the gym got one shot, including the gym leader's Pokemon. The grunts then get their butts handed to them, Bianca shows up and shows us her secret tunnel, and we cross the bridge to see PETA argue with anarchists. Once we talk to Rude, we can then roam around in the dark, then we can battle the 6th gym. Crocrock lands a Crunch, but Bulldoze slows it down enough to knock it out the next turn. Sandslash can barely touch Trapinch with just a single Fury Cutter, but right before knocking out Excadrill, it knocks out Chomp Chomp with a crit. Because of course it does. Round 2 goes the exact same way, just without a crit. We wrap up the tournament stuff, and we low-key break onto Team Plasma's boat. This would not hold up in court. The grunts try to, defend their own property and stuff, but it gets to the point where we literally get shoved off the boat. Later, Sharon shows us the Weird Seasons lab, and gives us Surf. We run into Gabalion, and walk into Charstone Cave. Once we find the exit, the professor gives us a Master Ball we have absolutely no use for, and we meet her again in Celestic Tower to get a free Lucky Egg. Now in the gym, I try to take on Skyla, but get walled by Swana's Bubble Beam. I grind to various different levels, eventually getting to her Skarmory, but it wasn't until many more failed attempts that I reached level 60, and Swana stupidly used Feather Dance, which doesn't affect us because of Hyper Cutter, and it goes down, leaving us with enough HP to tank Skarmory's attacks and get another badge. Next, we hop on a plane, which I am assuming is incredibly cheap thanks to the current state of the economy. We land near what is probably one of my favorite towns in Pokemon, and we walk into a seemingly active volcano. What's with Pokemon and seemingly active volcanoes? Once we pop out in Andela Town, we can one-shot all fused Pokemon, and we head through the next route, hear junk about the legendaries, and team up with you to beat some bats and snowflakes. This cool bridge and a few more battles later, Iris greets us in Opelucid City, and just making it to the leader was a chore, because of Chomp Chomp's poor defenses and speed, but once we get to Drayden, we can completely get destroyed. Time to grind. I only had to gain a few levels, because after knocking out Dragon with just one Earthquake, Flygon does big damage, but decided to use Dragon Tail, a negative priority move, when we are both in right HP. Haxorus does the same thing, but we don't knock it out. However, it misses Dragon Tail because I decided to give Chomp Chomp the Bright Powder, and I have that decreases the opponent's accuracy. for important battles just like this. Haxorus tries to use Dragon Tail again, what a fool, and we knock it out in the next turn to get our Legend Badge. Drayden then takes us to his house, which is kind of weird because we're a 10-year-old and he's technically a stranger, but sure. A flying pirate ship then shoots cannonballs of ice energy, causing giant unbreakable ice crystals to form all around the city. Who came up with this? We now just slide around the ice, defeating grunt after grunt until God, I can't pronounce his name. Until this guy shows his ugly mug. He has 2 Cryogonal, both with Ice Beam and Confuse Ray. It should be assumed this took a lot of attempts and multiple years off my life, but eventually, when Chomp Chomp stopped attacking itself and attacked the soulless ice chunks and a Weavile that barely did jack squat, we won the battle and beat the Shadow Triad member that stole the DNA splicers. With that plot point done, we head back to Undella Town and head through the Marine Tube. Also, screw Gen 4 remakes. I want to see this on the Switch. This is from the era of the DS. It's freaking gorgeous! We resurface in Humalao City, and once we see Michael freaking Phelps jump from the water, we follow him back to the gym, battle him, and realize his Caracosta has Sturdy. Well, shit. This means Caracosta will always get off an attack, even though it's like one of 8 Pokemon that Trapinch actually outspeeds. We're able to defeat it, only to get taken out by Wailord. After grinding to level 87 and getting immense luck with Bright Powder, Caracosta ended up missing its Scald and goes down after being healed. Wailord still lands its Scald, but easily gets one shot. Just look at that defense. And once Jellicent came out, it too missed Scald, and Chomp Chomp can knock it out with Crunch to claim our 8th and final gym badge. We leave the gym, and Mr. Phelps... Wait, didn't he swim northward? Whatever. Once we swim down Route 21 and maneuver the seaside cave, we run into... a boulder. Huh. Instead, we head north ourselves of the city, and Chorus gives us the weird rock mind control remote and walks away. We head back to the cave and discover the boulder was not just a boulder. It was a rock. SpongeBob reference. Now that the rock has moved, we find the crazy flying boat and get jumped by some more grunts, once again, just trying to protect their own property. We battle wave after wave of grunts to eventually find and battle Zinzalin once again. As we get booted off the ship and see it fly off into the night. Seriously, how the hell does this thing fly? We follow the plasma frigate to the giant chasm, battle even more grunts, solve some puzzles, and yada yada, and so we once again come face to face with the Zinzalin battle, and subsequently another Zinzalin defeat. We move on to Colress, which makes no sense. I mean, if he didn't give us the weird remote thing, Team Plasma would have won. Answering the poll, is Colress an idiot, or the true hero of Pokemon Black 2 and White 2? Anyway, the battle against Colress didn't go very well. Remember how Mr. Phelps had a Caracosta with Sturdy? Well, Colress has a Magneton and a Magnezone with that same ability. So after multiple battles with Magneton and Magnezone getting off 2 Flash Cannons each, knocking out Chomp Chomp, and that's when it hit me. Wait. Where'd you get the Eviolite? I don't want to talk about it. After multiple different attempts with a much beefier Trapinch, we can knock out Chorus's team and move on to the big boss's office, where we get told his Master Evil plan and take on the Shadow Triad one last time. We follow Mr. Getz's Harmonia Gropius, yes, that's his real name, and we find him alongside Kyurem in a cave and almost die! Gen 5 gets real. And then Reshiram show up to save our skin. After we watch a really cool cutscene of Kyurem trapping and fusing with Reshiram, we can easily defeat it, and out of sheer anger, Getz's battles us, and this is the battle that worried me the entire run. It took me multiple attempts, but the stars aligned when Crunch knocked out Cofagrigus and gave us its Mummy ability. Seismitoad comes out next and misses Muddy Water to get one shot by an Earthquake. Drapion does outspeed to land a Night Slash, but it barely does anything and gets one shot as well. Hydreigon comes out next and outspeeds and hits hard with Dragon Rush, but also gets Levitate replaced by Mummy in the process, allowing Earthquake to one-shot it too. The same thing happened to Electros, but in place of Dragon Rush was Acrobatics. Toxicroak is last, and it doesn't nearly do enough damage and falls to one last Earthquake, leaving Ghetsis in defeat. Ghetsis runs off, probably to go cry in a corner somewhere, and N takes off soon after, and we're officially headed to the Pokemon League. Once we battle through Route 23 and enter Victory Road, Hugh shows up for one final showdown. He put up a good fight, but the battle still ends in all of his Pokemon getting one shot. With that battle done, we creep up to the doorstep of the Pokemon League, so let's do it. I took on Marshall first, and since some of his Pokemon have access to Retaliate, I was concerned. However, that move was never used, and the battle was just a slugfest, with us winning by a hair. Chantal is next, but our moveset is well equipped to deal with her, with Crunch taking out Cofagrigus and Golurk, Earthquake defeating Chandelure, and Roxy KOing Drifblim. Now for the Caitlyn battle. Musharna and Reuniclus both get outsped and one-shot by Crunch. Sigilus gets in an Ice Beam, but it falls the next turn, and Galatail gets greedy with Calm Mind and pays the price by getting one shot as well. The last member is Grimsley, and though his Pokemon all hit pretty hard, they all get one shot. Should have stayed in Alola. With the Elite Four defeated, the statue glows, and as we walk up the stairs to meet Iris at the top, I'm completely oblivious to the fact that her Hydreigon has Surf. Why? Once being hit by that, Hydreigon leaving a max happiness return, then another Surf from Lapras, Chomp Chomp faints once again. If the research I did was correct, return would have been 102 base power, so I needed something that could do even more damage. After looking at Trapinch's move pool, my two options were Superpower or Bug Bite, which is learned from a Chartutor and Driftveil. I could either risk it with Bug Bite, or fight 5 other Pokemon with lowered attack and defense. Obvious choice. When we make our way back to Iris, Bug Bite is able to one-shot Hydreigon. For whatever reason, Lapras uses Sing and misses and gets one-shot by Earthquake. Druddigon lands a Focus Blast, but also falls to Earthquake. Aggron uses Double Edge and suffers the same fate. Haxorus tries to use Dragon Dance and lives with its Focus Sash, however, Iris heals Haxorus, dooming it to another Earthquake. Her final Pokemon is Archeops. After Chomp Chomp lives its acrobatics on 7 HP, Rock Slide lands, defeating Archeops and Iris, making us the champion of Unova with a single Trapinch. This challenge, let's just say, tested the security of my mental state, with multiple battles being ended by RNG, status problems, or just being completely outmuscled. But the thing I'm still kicking myself about is the fact that I forgot about the Eviolite, which I probably could have gone after the 3rd gym, if not the 4th. This would have saved me from a lot of headaches, because I had the most trouble in the second half of the game, with the last 3 gyms and Zinzalin's ice types giving me absolute hell. I didn't even expect to reach the Elite Four. I was guessing that it was going to be either Marlin or Getsus that would put up a roadblock. Anyway, I guess the big question is, can you beat Pokemon White 2 with a single Trapinch? And the answer is, yes. Yes, you can. I really hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below what challenge you would like to see me attempt in the future. And on that note, guys, I'm BloodyAbsol, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.